actually because of my dad that I became a CPA. He was a CA and started his career in that space, and it was really, I guess, seeing how he transformed in his career, starting with Ernst & Young, or it was actually Clarkson Gordon back then, and then he went into what was building his own business in the commercial realtor food space, as well as understanding exactly where he could go with his career. So he actually ended up doing holograms, and he's the CFO for a hologram company. So I think seeing just as how much he could have done with his CPA really inspired me to do the same. I would say my journey as a CPA has really been one of kind of that winding, twisting path where honestly, when I started my career at Deloitte, I thought I'd be there forever. I was super happy with my group, super happy with what I was doing, and it was really the consulting of people, process, and technology for different types of organizations. And I did everything from blockchain to cannabis to pharma to public sector and higher education. And it was really, I thought that was it. And it was through actually my time at Deloitte and really doing some more side of desk efforts with their sustainability initiatives and their corporate responsibility team that I saw there was a bigger picture to be had, especially with the CPA and my designation, into what impact am I really making in the organizations and the people I'm working with. So from there, it kind of sparked this winding path of trying to find my way into the climate space. And I somewhat started that at Deloitte in the public sector, just looking at different things in that area. But it was through actually the One Young World Summit that I attended through Deloitte, which again, incredible speakers. I mean, everything you could imagine under the sun, from people under 28 years old. And it was that moment or that week in time which really made me jump into climate tech. It was that final push I needed. And I got a really good start with an organization called Manifest Climate. And they actually focus on the reporting of climate change and sustainability for organizations. So it was really how I tied in my CPA to making the jump out of that finance space, was the reporting element. And again, kind of winded down the path of a year with them, and by odds found a really interesting organization that I work for now, Persephone, and they actually focus on climate accounting. So it was an even further tie into my designation in the CPA Journey, in which I had somehow found my way through everything I did, but I mean, climate and accounting, how much better could it get? It's been a really interesting experience and super fun in the fact that you get to dive into so many different areas of the business that you really don't necessarily get to when you're in more of a structured framework or a structured group that focuses on one thing. So I actually get to help build out our education modules, I get to help with marketing, I get to help with our internal process improvement, and all while doing my job with our clients. So it's really more of a fulsome job you get in the startup space. It's really been understanding how to be strategic and when, and again, I credit my CPA designation and my beginnings to really how I can drive change within an organization, because it comes from within and it spans everything. I mean, accounting and finance, it's not necessarily siloed to just the finance function, it's embedded in every part of business. So when you have that understanding at its core, you're looking to, I guess, a never-ending opportunity when it comes to driving change. So I think it really set me up for success when looking to implement myself in different areas of the business. So I brought first my saddle, and I think the reason being is I've probably spent more time in that than anything in the world. In the fact that it was something that took hours of my day, 6 days a week, and it was really that form of commitment. And it's, to be honest, what got me here. It was really that understanding of the sport and the relationships I had and how far I was able to go that really inspired a lot of how I act as an individual, but a team member in all of my work. So I think that represents a lot of where I come from and a lot of who I've become, because that's been a lot of my upbringing. It's been at the farm, it's been working with horses, having those good days and bad days, and really trying to drive success from within and not having necessarily that sense of complete partnership in the fact that they're a silent partner. So a lot of the communication comes in different ways. So I think, again, my saddle it's really what got me here today, and it's a big part of who I am. The second is a picture, and that's actually from when I represented Canada at the, I guess, the North American Junior Young Rider Finals. And it was really, I guess, the highlight of my career, and the fact that when I got the horse pictured, actually, his name's Carnell, nobody thought we'd get as far as we would. He was really that first partner that was supposed to introduce me to the sport, and he took me from the very grassroots and beginnings all the way to representing Canada at that competition. So I think for me, the longevity of that partnership and going through those good times and bad times is really, again, what solidified my understanding, or the, I guess, velocity of what I can do in the business world. And I think it was really, if I have to credit anyone for where I've gotten, it's my dad, and the fact that seeing him be the CPA that he is, and where he's come in his career is really what inspired me to see myself in the designation, as well as understand exactly all of the different paths it could take you on. What gets me excited about Mondays is I think all of the customers I get to speak to. I think it's all of our clients and the ever-driving change at Persephone and the fact that we're doing really cool things. And I get to work with some incredible people. And it's not just CPAs, it's engineers, it's lawyers, it's anyone from every which direction or walk of life. And it's really the change we're able to make together, bringing all of our different skill sets and backgrounds together, myself included with the CPA, that really makes me excited because we're doing really cool things and I get to do it every day with really cool people. I think when understanding what the CPA can do when driving change, it's really understanding that it's a way of thinking. It's a strategic understanding of how businesses operate, and it's really, for me, I mean, it's the reason I got into climate tech, and it's the reason I've enjoyed it so much, and the fact that business, I mean, there's so much to it that comes from understanding not only the financials, but the operating processes and the nuances that come from really having an open mindset when driving change. And through the CPA designation, I think you get just that. I think it's an understanding of, one, what business is, but two, what it can do. And I think especially in the space of climate or broader ESG issues, CPAs have a huge role to play in the fact that not only they understand business, but they understand strategy, they understand how people operate. They can really leverage all of the different nuances of our understanding or the careers that they've built and the education system behind it to really see that bigger picture.